cut, I'm gonna copy, paste, post. Alright, is this working yet? Let's see if we're live. That says DVR. Ooh, we gotta fix that. Alright. Got it up on X. Let me pull up my chats. Let's see here. Come on, Rumble. There we go. Alright. Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. Ooh, let me make sure this is... Yeah, there we go. Happy Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. Welcome to episode number 11 of Addressing the Issues. Thought we'd never make it this far, but we have. Before we start off, I've got a few, updates on my end. I'm still looking for anyone, and I mean anyone, to come on Searching for Solutions number 3 this Friday. We can discuss anything and everything you'd like. The format is, I'm looking for somebody that has 60 to 90 minutes of time. Hopefully you have at least reasonable quality microphone. A webcam would be useful. If you're in the area, I can definitely come to you if you're willing to make it happen. Just DM me on X. Put it in the chat if you're interested in coming on too. I mean, I'll have anybody. We can talk about anything. And yeah, those are basic requirements. You don't even need a webcam, just a reasonable mic, and I'll throw an image up there for you, like I did in episode 1. And if I still cannot find anybody, I'm likely just going to do the episode this Friday on my own. It is what it is. But I guess some possible topics, if I'm just going to do it by myself, include but are not limited to geopolitical global affairs, just what's going on in the world right now. I'll cover everything from Asia to whatever cartel leader alliance is developing in Central South America, Russia, Ukraine, Middle East, Africa as well. But yeah, I can cover that. It'll take a little bit of work, but I'll put an episode together for y'all for Friday on that. I could do my experience with medicine, or what I like to call pharmakia, just like a deep dive on how medicine has negatively impacted me. Or if you really hate me, I'll do a deep dive into who Jeffrey Epstein really was and his connections, and maybe why this files thing is really not going to go anywhere where we think it is. And I mean, that's what I've got for right now, ideas. If you have any other ideas, feel free to post them in the chat, and I'll look at them and consider them for something I can do. And if you like any of those, go ahead and let me know. I'm definitely willing to cover any of those or anything else you guys might find interesting. In another, programming update, we may switch to Rumble only for addressing the issues in the future. This is because of Epstein. This is because the copyright system on YouTube is a little stringent on its demands. This is a news show, which means I am covering this as news media, but the YouTube copyright system doesn't always pick up on that, and I could, have a copyright strike that could take down my channel, shut down the stream if I show images and videos of relevant news stories on YouTube. So I may just switch the Rumble. So if you guys want to let me know how you feel about that as well. I mean, obviously I have a larger following on YouTube right now, but that will all go away if they take it down due to the copyright. Before we get into our first major news story, I want to remind everybody, comment, share, follow me, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Rumble, and yeah, just share this and comment. mean, any interaction that we get is great, helps boost the algorithm. So, yeah, just feel free to chat with me. I'll respond. I see the Epstein comment. We already got one vote. It says JK after, though, so we'll see where that goes. But for our first story today, we have Democrat leaders advocating for a military coup against President Trump. Yesterday, Senator Alyssa Slotkin posted a video to her official government affiliate X account advocating for the military and intelligence community to refuse illegal orders. What are these illegal orders, you may ask? Nobody knows what the illegal orders are at this point. Hopefully she can specify what these illegal orders are. But until then, I guess we'll just have everybody confused as to what they're refusing and what's illegal. But on this video, she was joined by Senator Mark Kelly, Representative Chris DeLuzio, Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander, Representative Chrissy Houlihan, and Congressman Jason Crow. She said, or this insinuated that orders have violated the law and Constitution of the United States of America. And the video finishes up with the quote, "Don't give up the ship." And I knew this sounded familiar. I didn't know what from, so I looked it up. This is Navy Captain James Lawrence's last command before passing away in a naval battle against the HMS Shannon in the War of 1812. This battle cry was sewn later onto a flag used by Commodore Oliver Perry as a battle flag on the USS Niagara. This video makes the January 6th intelligence community honeypot look like an absolute joke comparing to invoking the military. So let's look at what these Congress members could, and I'd argue should be tried for in the court of law. There's Title 18 United States Code Section 2381 for treason. I'd say this is unlikely due to its narrow definition due to the case law, but I'd argue just make them defend it. I think you could prove reasonably that this was, or you could argue within reason that this is treason. There's Title 18 United States Code Section 2383, rebellion or insurrection, calling for rebellion and insurrection within the United States Armed Forces and Intelligence. There's Title 18 United States Code Section 2384 of seditious conspiracy, conspiring to overthrow the government, opposed by force the authority of the government, and using force to delay the execution of any law of the United States. This one was used on a lot of January 6th people. You can see the striking commonalities between these. And she edited her own video, and somebody edited the speech Trump gave to make him look bad. So there's that. There's also Title 18 United States Code Section 2387, activities affecting armed forces generally. This includes the intent to interfere with or impair or influence the loyalty, morale, or discipline of the military or naval forces of the United States, advising insubordination, mutiny, and refusal of duty, and distributes written or printed materials which advises or urges insubordination, mutiny, or refusal of duty of U.S. Armed Forces. So yeah, as of right now, the way it sits, the only options to maintain law and order in this are A, try them in a federal court of law and impeach them, remove them from office, or B, impeach and remove them from office and risk others feeling emboldened. I would obviously recommend A, because always remember, nobody is above the law. It's their favorite line. So moving forward, hopefully this is the second to last episode I ever have to speak about this person. I doubt it, especially if you guys make me do the Epstein and his connections on the Friday episode this week. But the Epstein Files Transparency Act has passed the Senate by unanimous consent. This is the same unanimous consent clause which Representative Tim Burchett of Tennessee requested in the House before Democrats blocked it. Republicans obviously did not block the unanimous consent vote, so it went through the Senate yesterday, and now it is on to Trump's desk. So President Trump has 10 days to sign or veto this bill. Congress can also do a pocket veto before the bill is signed. The reason I bring this up is Speaker Mike Johnson alluded that him nor President Trump like the current wording of the bill, as it does not do enough to protect the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. Yesterday I said a key part was that the issuing intelligence agency was able to redact anything containing to their critical sources and methods. So I figured I'd explain a little bit more of what this means regarding transparency and how we are getting anything but transparency, honestly. This means anything related to the intelligence or U.S. intelligence can and likely will be redacted, particularly U.S. agencies involved in the Epstein files and how they interacted and possibly abetted the sex trafficker. And this could also be key players in positions of power in both the U.S. and abroad. I think it'll likely protect the allies of the U.S. and likely will not name other intelligence agencies involved in the crimes. I bet you could put your bottom dollar on that they won't mention any other foreign agencies involved with them, even if they were. So if you think you'll see Russia, Israel, France, the United Kingdom, the list goes on, anyone or any organization from those I think will likely be redacted as well. So what should I expect to get if it's signed? What files will be released? Well, unfortunately, I think it's just going to be pain from the victims. They're going to be forced to relive this experience over and over again as it continues to propagate on the news cycles day in, day out. And they're going to likely have their accounts of mistreatment read to them and millions others. So I think they're going to likely re-experience some of the worst days of their life because of the way this is currently set up. But I think some people wouldn't have it any other way. I don't think there's going to be anything incriminating on President Trump. We've already seen Virginia Giuffre claim that he didn't do anything. Maybe she's lying. We'll find out, maybe. And we may see CEOs and leaders of large companies forced to step down. Presidents of universities forced to step down, amongst others. Larry Summers of Harvard already told his class today he intends to finish the semester before stepping down from his public role at the university. So we're already seeing a little bit of fallout in universities. But I think it'll be CEOs, possibly banks. We know he was a financier, so we'll see where that goes. But with the ability for the intelligence agencies to retract sources and methods, basically how this was allowed to happen and what strings were being pulled from the inside, I see no way this is going to prevent it from happening again, unfortunately. But I think it'll just provide more pain for the survivors, unfortunately, as well. And also remember, this is going to go to Pam Bondi's desk first, aka the black hole. She already has history with one of these Jeffrey Epstein cases, so like I said, we'll see where this goes. I don't have much faith, but we'll see where it goes. Moving on, this censuring Olympics on Capitol Hill in the past couple of weeks, in the past 2 days, really. So a question I might get is, what is censoring? Plainly put, it is a public reprimand, that could result in loss of committee assignments. So they can be removed from their committee and they have to stand as the House reads a mean letter. That's basically all it is. Yesterday, House Republicans voted to not censure United States Delegate Stacey Plaskett of the Virgin Islands for colluding with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein after she received both campaign donations from Epstein and texted back and forth with the convicted sex offender during a House oversight hearing with Michael Cohen, President Trump's former lawyer. The reason for this is there was allegedly a backroom deal that if Republicans did not censure Delegate Stacey Plaskett, Democrats would not censure Representative Corey Mills. Representative Corey Mills' censuring was not voted on previously due to another backroom deal in which Republicans agreed not to censure Ilhan Omar for glorification of political violence and remove her from the Committee on Education and Workforce and the Committee on the Budget. And that was brought to the floor by Representative Nancy Mace. Well, that doesn't matter, as today, once again, Representative Nancy Mace will force a vote on censuring Representative Corey Mills for federal contracting violations, international arms dealing conflicts, and military record misrepresentations and violence against women. And they want to remove him from the committees of Armed Services and Foreign Affairs. I'll say if I had my way, I would have all three censured and removed from their committees because simply none of them were responsible with the power that was given to them, power that came along with the position of being on those committees. And plainly put, if you're not going to remove the congressperson from at least a committee, there's absolutely no need to waste Congress's, the people's time, the taxpayers' dollars on censoring people. There's only so much time in a day. And there are way, way, way more important things that need to be done on Capitol Hill than reading strongly worded letters to one another. It's unbelievable that they would waste time on these things and not get done the things that actually need to be done. But in other Representative Tim Burchett news, one of my favorites, he brought a bill to the House Administration Committee to ban insider trading in Congress today. In his own words, he seemed daggum mad today, or as he said himself, ticked off. He claimed Washington, D.C. isn't a swamp because a swamp is natural, but instead compared it to a sewer because a sewer is man-made. I found that really accurate. Just strikingly accurate. But in the press conference after, Representative Burchett stated one of the most famous insider traders, Representative Nancy Pelosi, is no longer even in the top 10 of the worst insider traders in Congress anymore, which is rather interesting. I checked and she was at 10th last year, meaning she can go down. I think I'll just take some time to read to you some of these incredible stats. I'll start with the Democrats, then I'll go to the Republicans. This lists the top 5 of each. Ro Khanna has recorded 13,401 trades in Congress. Josh Gottheimer has recorded 5,190 trades in Congress. Lois Frankel, my representative, has recorded 2,157 trades in Congress. Gilbert Cisneros has recorded 2,059 trades in Congress. Susie Lee has recorded 1,951 trades in Congress. So now we'll get down to the Republican top 5. You have Michael McCaul, who has recorded 9,031 trades in Congress. Diana Harshbarger, who has recorded 1,968 trades in Congress. Virginia Fox, who has recorded 1,717 trades in Congress. Tommy Tuberville, who has recorded 1,242 trades in Congress. And Kevin Hearn, which has recorded 1,233 trades in Congress. It's a lot of trading with the information they get. It's absolutely insane. I don't know of anybody else who trades that much. I don't know anybody else who's as profitable as them either, so Maybe they're just really, really good at it. He also casually name dropped the Unusual Whales website, which is the source I just used. Shout out Unusual Whales. But it lists the trades that members of Congress make. And it's a good site to follow if you want to see the insider trading that takes place in Congress. But Burchett claimed that he doesn't think the bill will pass. He says it likely won't pass the House. And it definitely, well, I mean, it could, but he doesn't think it'll pass the Senate either. And I fully agree with him on that. I think members of Congress who make these hundreds and even thousands of trades a year using their positions on committees as like places to receive market information before it's known to the public. And this allows them to buy or sell prior to when the average American gets to know when to buy or sell. They'll know when it lets them know to be ahead of every dip and surge. So in turn, they make hundreds of thousands of dollars in the stock market on top of their yearly congressional salaries. I guess for the last story of the day, had a little feel-good one. It seems that Elon Musk and President Trump have finally made up. I remember it was compared to watching mom and dad fight the day things went down on X. It was kind of funny, I'm not going to lie. But they were pictured alongside each other once again for the first time since Charlie Kirk's memorial. This was at the U.S.-Saudi Investment Forum, where both Elon Musk and President Trump took the stage to speak. But that's really it for today, so I guess I'm going to have to decide myself on what I'm going to do for the Searching for Solutions episode on Friday. I'm not really sure which one it's going to be. If somebody wants to comment down below, I'll take the first one. Or if somebody wants to come on, just type in chat right now, say me, and we'll discuss it from there. But I appreciate everybody who tuned in today. I want to remind you guys to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow the page. Get it out there. Help me get it out there. I forgot to remind everybody you can clip things on YouTube if you want to share like shorter bits of the show with anybody. I know this show is rather short as of right now. I'm working on making it longer. There's only so much time in a day, as I said, so we're working on that. If you want to support me financially, there is a button in the bottom left of the video below the chat over here. On Rumble, you can make a one-time donation or a monthly donation. You're choosing any amount, doesn't matter, anything helps. Helps me keep this show going and allows me to keep doing this, keep sharing information with you, keep chatting with you guys. I appreciate all you guys tuning in. And if anybody wants to sponsor me, as always, you can DM me, email me, DM me on X, and we can negotiate. Or just comment below. If I see a comment that says, hey, we'd like to sponsor you, we can negotiate. I'll lead you to my X account at Samuel_S_Jones on X. And if you want to clip something and you tag me there, I'll be sure to repost it. But yeah, that's really all we have for today. Not seeing anybody with any revelations on what we should do or any volunteers as tribute to come on for Friday. It doesn't have to be on Friday. If you're free Thursday, I can do it Thursday, but the goal is to get the episode out by 5 on Friday still. So yeah, I'll be live here, I guess tomorrow. I'm live Monday through Thursday at 4:45 Eastern time. But yeah, that's all I've got for today. Remember, share if you feel the need to. Think somebody else could use this information. But yeah, that's all we've got. To my people on the East Coast, I hope you get home safe. To my people further west, I hope you finish up the workday strong and get home safe as well. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. See you tomorrow.